before I start class, I want to quickly recap the last week plays that we charted, see how they did this week. And we're going to start with AMAT. Okay, so AMAT, I also put in Noya's newsletter. I said that it could go a 2-1-2 entry up or 2-1 continuation down. Immediately when I saw the trigger happening on AMAT to make a 2 up, because how long it kind of took to make that to trigger, I told them to, hey, watch for the outside bar, take profits really quick, and then play it down. And that's exactly what happened on AMAT. And the reason why I said look for that rejection on AMAT as well is because I still wasn't kind of sold on the bullish run on the semiconductors. So AMAT is a part of that. And if you look at, even though AMD was leading and above the monthly, it still didn't start to trend above it. So I wasn't completely sold on it. And then if you look at NVDA as well, it didn't get over the monthly. So I was like, nah. So I immediately told them, hey, if AMAT do push up, watch for the rejection, and it can make an outside bar in a weekly. And that's exactly what AMAT did. So beautiful play. The next play is ASAN. We didn't take neither of these plays, but we did go over them in class, and I just want to show you guys how it played out. Just so you know, when you chart your plays, you just have to trust them, and let's get better at getting our entries so we don't hold up capital. All right, so on ASAN, I did the 2-1-2 up on ASAN, and that's exactly what happened, and it hit target perfectly. Like, this would have been my target, because you got to think, coming from 54 to even 63, that's a lot of capital. So I did play ASAN on one of my other accounts when it did trigger, so that was nice. The next one we talked about was Tesla. Tesla, we were looking for the 2-1-2 up. However, it rejected immediately. If you look really close, that rejection was perfect for the 50% rule. So on this particular ticker, we applied our 50% rule to it. We knew that if it rejects just a little bit and come down to the 50% and even start to trend below it, that it is going to make an outside bar. So we were very clear on that one, and we were very firm on that one. So that's how Lexi or a couple of other people were able to play the puts all the way down to make the outside bar. So all you got to do is, I taught y'all the 50% rule, which I'll go back over in the class video that I do next. But I just want to recap. The Tesla did do the SSS 50% rule. All right, and the next one we did was U. We charted U. Let me see where I charted it at. I charted it somewhere. If I can't find it. Okay, maybe I didn't chart U. But either way, it did the 2-1-2 up. All right, next ticker. I thought we went over that, but maybe we didn't. All right, so HD. We did go over HD. Some of us did take it and take profit out of it. I was doing a bearish Randy Jackson. It did trigger later in the week and only went to PT1. This would be PT1, and then this is the next PT. So we gotta watch for continuation on HD to continue to take out these pivots on the left side. And a lot of space here, so I'm sure it would probably come down. We just got to find another entry. That was HD. All right, let's get to our Microsoft. This was our pain in the ass, but I was completely convicted to it, and I knew that it would eventually do it, especially since it never broke any of my levels higher. And I knew that it had to retest this hammer at the very least. So Microsoft finally did it at the end of the day on Friday, and came so close to hitting a 292 PT, but it did hit 294, which is not bad, and we were able to get out on profit. It just kind of slowly moved. And if y'all remember the beginning of our class, when I first looked at Microsoft, the first week in our class, and I drew that shoulder, this wasn't even formed yet when I drew it. That's how you know, because I drew it from that candle. But look at that, y'all. Look at that. I drew it and I left it because I wanted to see if it would play out. And it's playing out. Y'all see? So it could come back up one more time, play around. Just got to see. I don't know if Microsoft will be on the ticker for this week. NVDA. Let me see. I don't think we charted NVDA to play this week. We were looking for the bearish Randy Jackson, but it didn't. It gave us the continuation higher, but it's still weak because of that shooter. So we're gonna not look in the video. Starbucks, it triggered later, but we didn't play it. Oh, we did play MA. So let's look at MA. We played MA, and MA gave us good profits. It played around a little bit, but it still could come down. We got our first PT, and we got out. And then we watched for another one, and some of us got back in and rode it to this target. However, ultimately, this is a long target to hit. So it has, and with this kind of volume in there, it'll hit levels like this first, this second, then that. So that's how MasterCard is working. It probably make its way down. And then this looks like a clear double top. Clear as day. So what else ticker we did? Oh, Netflix. All right, Netflix, we were playing the Randy Jackson on Netflix, and we was playing a few other things on Netflix as well. But it ended up ultimately, it tried to get to the 50%, but it never did. And ultimately filling the gap. It never triggered the Randy Jackson down, but at least we got the gap fill and we were able to get out of Netflix in profit. I'm gonna keep Netflix on watch too, because it's getting interesting, and it has one more gap down. And I believe if I draw my bar information, we would have a downside, is a little bit more downside for the downside exhaustion. And I think that wraps up all of the tickers we were looking at and seeing if we wanted to play this week. All right.